So, Sophie, good to see you. Good to have you here in New York, in studio, in person. You know, Outlander, I can't believe, first off, 7 seasons. It's
I know,
amazing.
we were just saying that.
Congratulations.
Yeah, someone was like, you're on season 5? And I was like, no, it's 7. It's been...
Wow. Unbelievable. And it has such a loyal fan base, right? I mean, talk about how it's kind of grown from where it was in season 1 to now.
Honestly, I think I was very lucky in that I feel like Katrina and Sam, our 2 leads, did a lot of the groundwork with season 1, and so I sort of got to breeze in on their success a bit, and they'd, already created a huge fan base. Obviously, the books have been around since before I was born. I think there's like 50 million copies been sold worldwide, so we already had a good base in terms of the loyal fandom, and it just grows season by season. I think, because every season is so different, I think we just have a new generation of fans coming in and just all different demographics, so it's been really exciting to see how by season 7 actually usually things start to plateau a bit and we're actually growing, which is just beautiful. It's really cool.
So talk about where season 6 left off and then where we head into season 7.
So we had a big death at the end of season 6 and a scapegoat for said death. So this season's very much a rescue mission, so it really hits the ground running straight from the beginning. So. Yeah, you're in for a rough ride.
Whoa. What about season 7 is like, it's going to have more episodes than any of the other seasons in the past, right? So was it a lot more work for you?
Yes. I mean, so we did, Scotland's always taxing anyway. I mean, the weather there, it's kind of like New York. It can change in a New York minute. And we shot through the winter, which is always grueling in Scotland, you know, especially in corsets and the mud and the rain and woolen skirts, definitely seep for water. And yeah, so it was a tough one, but it's great. It's such a family there, and I think you know, when you film in such grueling conditions, everybody then just really kind of rallies together, and it's such good teamwork. So it's really lucky in that sense. So we had a really good one.
Like a family environment.
It really is, right? Yeah. And also just no room for complaining. You go on other jobs and people are moaning about things. And you're like, you would not survive a day on our show. So it's really good because I think everyone just really digs deep. And when you are actually that deep in mud and rain, you just get on with stuff, and it's amazing.
Now you can do anything. Now it's like, oh, this is nothing.
I'm like, oh, no problem. Sub-Zero, hit me with it.
Yeah, no problem. But your character, Brianna, actually gets to do a lot of the time traveling. Did you have a favorite time period that you shot?
There may be some more time travel this season. And there is a reason that season 7 is my favorite so far. So that's what I'll say for now without getting in trouble.
Okay. If you could travel back in time in real life, what would be the area you'd want to go to?
So I always think that the 20s would be fun, like that kind of Prohibition era, speakeasy era.
I love a speakeasy.
If I'm in a more sensible mood, I always think going back to kind of Egyptian times and seeing, you know, pyramids, what was going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
But going back in time in your real life, were you a dancer?
I was, yeah.
Oh, tell us about that a little bit.
Yeah, so, well, I was such a tomboy, actually, but my parents thrust me into ballet when I was, like, 2. So I did ballet, tap, and the whole hog, started off on musical theatre. But, yeah, I was a ballerina for a really long time. My teacher was trained by the Royal Ballet, and so it was quite old ballet blood stock. So it was tough. It was really tough, and I think it probably put me in really good stead for this show, actually, because you just build a stamina and a resilience, and you just kind of get on with stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, my feet are not something that anybody needs to see.
Okay. You talk about theater, though. Would you ever want to do something on Broadway? Would you ever come back to New York and do that?
I really would. I really would. Especially just as an excuse to live in New York. I'm like, yeah, I'll do Broadway.
There's always that.
Count me in.
We did a lot, like, deep dive on your Instagram, so I just want to read this bio, which reads part-time beverage container relocation officer, part-time underwater helicopter pilot. What do you want to share with us?
So I feel like people always have really cool and ironic things as their bio.
Yeah.
And I mean, Brianna's wit is about as witty as mine. Dad jokes is as far as I go. So I feel like I just never had anything cool to put on my bio, and then it was actually lockdown and I was out with a friend in the park, and he kind of dared me just to do one that was a little bit out there. And beverage relocation officer is to do with drinking in lockdown. An underwater helicopter pilot just confuses people. So it's just kind of a dare, and I kept it up, and I was like, yeah, I don't break my promises. That's my one thing. So
I love that, though.
It's staying.
I love that. I love that.
Very nice.
Well, thanks so much for joining us, Sophie.
Thank you.
And best of luck with the season, and hopefully more seasons to come.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Hope you enjoy it. Thanks for having me.
And we'll see you on Broadway.
Exactly.
Yes. Make it happen.
New season of Outlander premieres Friday, June 16th on Starz and on the Starz app. So there you go.